Here comes Mack. He's got power, and down he goes.
Pressure coming. Ball comes out. Joey Bosa able to knock it away.
Joey Bosa is an absolute master with his hands.
What's up, guys? Welcome into a Week 1 edition of Film Room alongside Daniel Jeremiah. I'm Chris Hayre. DJ, it's been a while since we've done this. What a better way to kick it off. Raiders, Chargers, Week 1. You pick up where you left off last year.
Yeah, I feel like we just left the stadium in Las Vegas, and here we are again. It's been quite an offseason for both these teams, Chris, but I don't know there's been a division that's been more discussed in any year that I've covered the NFL, going back 20 years, being involved in this, where I've seen one division capture an offseason's attention, quite like the AFC West. And for the Chargers, to kick it off against the Raiders, the rivals at home, pick up where you left off, as you mentioned, and then turn around in 5 days and go play Kansas City. We get 2 division games in 5 days. It doesn't get any better than this, buddy.
It's unbelievable. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what is DJ going to break down in this game? There's so many storylines. Yeah. You could go quarterbacks. You could go Devontae Adams and Keenan Allen. But I think you landed on the right topic, my friend.
I think both of these teams, you mentioned it, explosive offensively. You've got quarterbacks can play at a very high level. You've got weapons. But to me, I think this game's won by whatever defensive line can win. And this is a talented pair of edge rushers for both of these football teams. And that's what I wanted to jump into and discuss with you today. Let's get to the Raiders and their duo they have of Maxx Crosby and Chandler Jones. And let's start with Maxx Crosby, who is just unique with his length and his athleticism and his effort and finish. It's what separates him and makes him one of the best young pass rushers in the NFL. Let's go back to the game against the Chargers last year and just watch what he does when he hits you with some of these inside moves. He's going to get up the field. You have to worry and respect his speed. He can win that way. He can win with power. We saw that in this game as well. And then the next thing you know, they're going to run these games, and they're going to be able to get him inside, and that's the most direct route to the quarterback. He's able to get Herbert on the ground. I know this is a new scheme. It's a new defensive coordinator, but you can expect to see a lot of this on Sunday. They're going to let Crosby get loose outside with power, and then you're going to have to defend these games that they run inside.
Hey, DJ, he was so relentless in that Week 18 game, a later-round draft pick who really is proven to be one of the best pass rushers in football.
No doubt. And that win that they had in that wild, crazy game over the Chargers at the end of the season gave them an opportunity to get into the postseason. This game against Cincinnati Bengals was very competitive. But Crosby, here's an example of him getting after Joe Burrow. You're going to see very similar to what we just discussed, right? You can win outside with speed. You can win with power. But, man, this is the worst thing that can happen if you're the quarterback is for them to be able to run this game, and you've got big Maxx Crosby really unblocked coming right up into your face here as he gets that inside pressure. That's just a nightmare for you. So to me, you want to defend against that power. You want to defend against the speed, but this is where it starts. You can't get beat inside against this group. And if you look right here, this is the right guard for the Bengals. This will be the first start for a Chargers very talented rookie in Zion Johnson. He's got to keep his head on a swivel.
And DJ, Maxx Crosby, a new running mate in Chandler Jones, one of the biggest offseason additions in the NFL. He's bringing his 107.5 sacks to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and you talk about almost identical body types with these two guys. Really, condors. You've heard that nickname for Maxx Crosby, the Condor. Well, this is Chandler Jones, maybe the original Condor. So tall, so long, so rangy, and can win in a lot of different ways. It was a nightmare game for the Tennessee Titans last year, specifically with Taylor Lewan. He just had no shot against Chandler Jones. And let me give you an example of things you got to avoid. A lot of times you want to jump set guys. What does that mean? It means you're going to try and launch out and get them, close down the space. It's an aggressive form of pass protection. You'll see a lot of the elite guys kind of mix that in. Well, against Chandler Jones, you better be careful because if you lunge out and you lose your balance, this is what's going to happen to you as you see Taylor Lewan here on the left side. Lunges out. He's going to use that length. He's going to pop, separate, a little tug pull right there. And now he's got a short corner to the quarterback in Ryan Tannehill. And it was a nightmare for the Tennessee Titans in this game last year. He took the game over.
7 of his 10 NFL seasons, DJ, double-digit sacks. Pretty good.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is him working against the Seattle Seahawks in this next play. See him here on the right side of the screen. And this shows you just his ability to do what we saw Maxx Crosby did. I keep kind of coming back to this theme, which is you've got talented guys. If you get beat with speed up the field, Chris, Justin Herbert can climb up into the pocket. Even if you get bowled back to the quarterback with power, he's got an opportunity. What you can't do is this happens right here, and it's these up and unders. Here he is going up the field. Now he comes right back underneath, and now Russell Wilson's got nowhere to go. So when you think about the talented edge rushers in this game, there's going to be times where both teams' offensive line is going to have losses. If you get beat up the field, you can live with that. If you get beat with power, stay attached to him and give Justin Herbert a chance. What you can't have happen is this right here. When you get pressure in the face of Russell Wilson or the pressure in the face of Justin Herbert, or if it's Derek Carr, that's going to be a key to this football game. You've got to protect inside out if you're the Chargers.
It's such a big test for Trey Pipkins and Rashawn Slater, but you said it, man. Across the offensive line, you don't know where these guys are going to come from.
Yeah, you better communicate very well, and again, always anticipate if somebody's leaving you, that means somebody's got to be coming towards you. So Zion Johnson is sharp. He's a rookie. He's really, really intelligent. I think he'll be able to communicate that. They'll be able to pass these things off, but that's going to be a key. It's going to be a big key in this ballgame, not only blocking these guys, but the communication.
All right, DJ, let's flip it to the home team. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack teaming up this year. Let's start with Joey, who's had some success against these Raiders.
Yeah, both these guys have had success against the Raiders. Obviously, everybody knows Khalil Mack. He spent all those years with the Raiders, but we'll get to him in just a second. Let's start with Joey Bosa, who is the king of the double swipe, and that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. We didn't get to see it in the preseason, giving those top guys a little time off there, get them fresh, get their legs ready to go for the start of the season. But there is nothing more fun than watching Joey Bosa coming off the edge and hitting you with the double swipe. Everybody knows it's coming, Chris, and you can't do anything about it. This is Alex Leatherwood, the artist formerly known as the Raiders' right tackle. He's no longer there anymore, and this is probably one of the things that contributed to that is just his struggles against the top-end rushers, and this is Bosa, and here's that double swipe we've talked about. We've seen it a million times, and not only does he win, once he gets to the quarterback, we saw it, he forces fumbles better than anybody else in the NFL. Here he does it against Derek Carr. Man, you think about these offenses, and you think about giving Justin Herbert and your quarterback an extra possession or two, creating some turnovers. Man, that can change a football game. Joey Bosa has done it better than anybody.
Yeah, led the NFL in strip sacks last year, and now you have Khalil on the other side. I know we'll get to Mack, but you got one more Bosa play. Yeah,
let's get you one more here, and let's go back. This is the second meeting between these two teams. Here we go, Bosa. Now you're going to chance to see, this is the instincts that we see with him. We saw him winning off that right side. Here he is again. Working against the Raiders and their young tackle. This is a late spin, so watch him get to the top of the rush. This is actually against Brandon Parker. Gets to the very top of the rush, and then he senses and feels Derek Carr climb up into the pocket. Very subtle, but once he kind of sees, okay, he's going to settle in here. I've gotten too high. Let me just use this little inside spin here and finish with a sack, and look what happens to the football once again, Chris. When this guy gets home, the football gets jarred loose. It happens more times than any quarterback would ever care to remember, but that's game-changing stuff there from Joey Bosa.
All right, DJ, let's pop him up here. Khalil Mack. I think people forget just how dominant Khalil Mack is because he didn't play for much of last year. Played in 7 games, had 6 sacks. We're going to see his powder blue debut on Sunday.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what this defense looks like with him and Bosa on that front. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you go back to the Raider game last year. I'm sure the Raiders have studied this as well. They got a good glimpse of Khalil Mack last year. And let's take a look at what he can do as a pass rusher. I could show you a million clips of him dominating the point of attack in the run game. He's as good an edge setter as there is in the league. That's going to buy them some more pass rush opportunities. But when we look at him as a pass rusher, it's the physicality and his ability to just crush the pocket. We've seen through the rushes we looked at so far, their ability to kind of win inside. Here's another example of a game. Watch him just attack this guard. Boom, he's going to chip off the guard, which is going to free their defensive tackle. But watch then, he's not content with kind of getting an assist here. I'm going to be able to wipe out the guard, and then I'm going to get my sights on the quarterback. And again, when you have this pressure right in the face of the quarterback, there's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do if you're Derek Carr on that one. So that's what you'll see Khalil Mack do in this game, be able to completely crush the pocket, whether that's working against the tackle or whether you're going to run some games in here and let him clip the guard.
Man, his power is certainly on display, and just very, very different styles between he and Bosa, and they complement each other perfectly.
No doubt. And that's why, I think they can learn from each other and add some new things to their game, which is going to be exciting if you're a Charger fan and kind of scary if you're somebody else in the AFC. Let's look at this 2-point conversion here. One more play from that Raider game last year with the Bears. Here is Khalil Mack. He's going to be coming off the edge here. He's off the right side. And just watch the speed and the ability to flatten here once he gets to the top of the rush. See, he widens out right here. This is one of the things I love with him. You see where he's lined up initially at the tight end? Watch him. Okay, let me get a little bit more of a runway here and create this hard angle. He knows down here in a 2-point play, you got Darren Waller. He ain't blocking. He's not going to be blocking me. He's going to get out into the route. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more of a runway. And look at that distance he creates with that tackle. It's going to be tough for any right tackle to be able to kick out there and cover this up. He's able to win on the high side. Watch him flatten once he gets to the very top. We kind of slow it down here. Look at him come right down that line and be able to finish there with Derek Carr. I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of attention on these offenses, these great quarterbacks, these prolific receivers. But I really believe this game's going to be won by which pair of edge rushers, whether it's for the Chargers with Bosa and Mack, whether it's for the Raiders with Crosby and Jones. Which set of edge rushers dominates this football game? That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
That's what's amazing, DJ. There's so many unknowns in a week one, but it's probably a safe bet that 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys could actually change the game.
Absolutely. Can you generate a turnover? Can you steal a possession for your offense? That can decide the game.
If you want to see more content like this, check out the link right here.